What's going on, you guys? It's Daniel with Big Red Games here, and today I'm going over my undefeated BT7 Jesmon deck profile. Now, before we get into the video, I do just want to happily announce Big Red Games has gotten their first official sponsor, W. Now, what is W, you ask? W is a gamer fuel made unlike any other. It has a patented neurofactor to help keep your brain locked in and stop that aching brain lag during tournaments and when you're on these long testing nights trying to break down the meta and build a deck just like I did Jesmon. Now, you might be asking, what's my favorite flavor, since it obviously seems like they have a couple different ones. My favorite is going to be right here, Dragonade. If you like dragon fruit refreshers from Starbucks like I do, and you like lemonade, well, they packed it all into one. Dragonade has a perfect, smooth taste, and I'll tell you what, that kick hits every single time. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Starting with the babies, we are playing 4 Baby Dramon. This is the best baby for Jesmon. You already know. While this Digimon is piercing, gain plus 2000. Play 4 of them, because you got to. Next, we play 1 Demi-Marimon. In my opinion, one of the most generic red babies that we have to date. When attacking a player, it gets plus 1000. Can't really say much to that. Now, Huckmon. This is going to be the on-play, real top 5. Get your pieces, place the rest at the bottom for later. It's a really good card. Jesmon wouldn't be Jesmon without it. Next, I play 3 Huckmon. This is the new one out of BT7. This is going to be when attacking, reveal top 5 cards from your deck, and add all Sistermons, place the rest at the bottom. Now, this is a mid-combat skill, which is amazing, because before, Jesmon was really bricky. You had to draw Sistermons, you had to play the Huckmons to get your Sistermons. Well, they took that out of the picture. They made it more consistent, and they made it so you can do it mid-combat, so you know, well, do I have to play this Sistermon for my hand, or can I play the one that I get off this? Enables a lot of combos. Great setup piece. My number 1 baby to start my chain with. Next, I play 3 Gyasomon. Now, this is going to be a really big call. A lot of Jesmon players are going to disagree with me here. A lot of people think this is a sideboard card, but to me, I think it's a main board card. Next, we have the security attack plus 1 Greymon. There's not really much you can say to that. He's the best red level 4 that we have. Very generic, very good. Been good since the game started. Not much to say to that. Next, we play 4 Geo Greymon out of the structure deck, Gallimon structure deck. Now, a lot of people will also say this is a really weird call, but I like playing a lot of removal just because a lot of people like to go wide, so why not punish them? Also, why let them have a Pokemon on board when you can just pop it? Now, with Geo Greymon, he has a security effect at the end of battle, so he does battle. That is a very, very huge keyword that a lot of people miss when reading this card's effect. Play this Digimon without paying its memory cost after it's hit at security. Now, on play, delete one of your opponent's 4000 DP or less Digis. That's a Pokemon. That's a memory stopper. That's an opponent's Gyasomon. That's a Sistermon Blanc. That's a bunch of different cards. That's huge. And also it plays for 6. So, if your opponent goes Pokemon turn 1, okay, cool. Digivolve back here. Start my chain up a little bit. Play Geo Greymon, pop your Pokemon. That's a huge tempo swing there, because then you're not enabling the hybrid players to do their thing, which to me is really, really big. Next, I only play 2 Bao Huckmon. Now, this is kind of weird. I know you want to play all the Huckmons you can because they're searchable. I get that. Bao Huck is probably one of the worst level 4s in this deck. So, to me, I'd rather play 4-4-2, have at least an emergency button in my deck to where if I'm bricking on these 2, I can go straight into Bao Huck. Now, he does have a great inherit skill. If you have Sistermon to play, pop a 5000 DP or less Digi. So, again, you're popping Pokemons, you're popping Gazis, Cutemon, Huckmon, Gyasomons. You know, it's a really, really, really good card. Now, with that being said, I'm only playing 10, so I'm literally playing a 10-10-5-5-2 for my Digimon lineup. Now, of course, you got to play the boy while he's still here, while you can still play 4 of them. Save your Huckmon. When Digivolving, you may play a Sistermon from hand. It's really good because you can set up early blocker in early board state. The when attacking skill on inherit, restand, we all know that's the reason why Jesmon's Jesmon. Next, I play 1 Rise Greymon. This is another meta call, and a preference call, to be totally honest with you. you can pretty much play Voltgermon, Garudamon, this, Rise Greymon, but the good thing is its Digiburst effect is main, not when Digivolving. So, main, Digiburst 2. If you went up a bad chain, you can go ahead, Digiburst 2 of that off, and play a tie. Get some really good tempo swings, or just a really big tempo play by getting a tie when you already have a level 5 established. It might be just a level 5 plane, but you can then go into a Jesmon, go into one of my other level 6s that I have a couple more plays while also getting that tie on board and getting my setup as I'm going up a chain. Really huge. Also, this inherit skill, again, is just more removal. You can't really knack at that, to be totally honest with you. Next, we play for my boy, Jesmon, the man, the myth, the legend. When attacking, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand without paying its memory cost. We all know the name. We all know the song and dance. Play Sistermon Blanc Awaken, slurp under Blanc, recover 1, do exactly Jet Sylphie, except we hit a lot harder and a lot quicker. Really good. Then, your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon, this Digimon gains plus 3,000 in piercing for the turn. So, with, of course, we all know the combo, with Baby Dragon and him, that's a 16k minimum 1 security, sometimes 2 or 3, depending on how it goes, to face. And getting a blocker or a recovery on board. That's huge. That means Wyvern's Breath doesn't do anything to you. Except, yeah, it negs you down, but you can survive Wyverns. So the only thing that really scares you is Fly Bullet and Gaia Force itself. I'm cool with that. I'll take that. Next, I play War Greymon. Now, this could be whatever you truly want it to be. You can play Gallantmon. You can play this. You can play Victory. You can play whatever you want. To me, I like this War Greymon because I don't main deck a delicate plan. So, in case I'm playing against Security Control, where majority of their deck is only security stuff, so options, tamers, I'm just going to go straight into this, swing the fridge, and I know he's not going to die. I know he's only 11k, so he is very squishy, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather have this than a Gallantmon, where he won't really come up, and it's for 4 or 3. This is for 3. Your turn. That a delicate plan is always on, so that's cool with me. Really good card. Next, I play 2 Omnimon. Now, I need to make this clear. If you're not playing this art, you're not really playing Blitz Omni. Now, to be totally serious, when Digivolving Blitz, we all know his name's Blitz Omni. It is what it is. When Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon, allows you to get another swing, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 again. Omnimon for game. That's 1 turn. Done and over with. Now, this skill you wouldn't think comes up a lot. Trying to remove this is damn near impossible. Now, I do have to make this clear because a lot of people don't understand it. I don't think. A lot of people ask me, because I'm a judge also at my locals, all turns an opponent's effect, retaliation, option cards, that cannot delete this, so then I just slurp it. I slurp back Jesmon to add it back to hand, negate it. There you go. Just to clear that up for anyone who doesn't really know. Now, next I play 4 Gaia Storm. This is another new card out of BT7. To me, one of the best options that Red has. I like Atomic, don't get me wrong, but I can pop 2 Jet Sylphies with this. Yes, please. Yes, please. Now, delete up 2 of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. That's level 5s all day long. Next, I still do main board 3 Gaia Force. Gotta have that removal. Gotta make it so where I'm threatening all the time. Next, I play 3 Tai. Tai's Tai. He's the best red tamer. He's really good. He's a memory setter. Gives me security attack pluses. Good all around. Now, one of the newest cards from BT7, Sistermon Blanc Awaken. On play, you may place 1 Sistermon Blanc from your hand or trash at the bottom of your Digi-Evolution source. Recover 1. That's huge. Now, this is the really good effect that I love using and being able to manipulate it to help me not brick as often. On deletion, return 1 card with Jesmon, Huckmon, or Sistermon other than Sistermon Blanc Awaken from your trash and add it to your hand. That's huge. Say you popped a Jesmon the turn before. Well, I just play a Huckmon to make this and my other Blanc a blocker. Block with this, add back a piece I'm missing. Huge, very huge tempo swing. Now, to pair the 4 Wakens, you have to play 4 Blancs. All turns, you already know. Huckmon or Royal Knight on the board, her and all other Systemons gain blocker. Really big, and of course, on play draw 1. Next, I played against Shine Hybrid. Generic, pretty good. It was the pure yellow build. I will admit, I'm not used to seeing the pure yellow, but so much because I'm used to seeing that yellow purple, which is a lot better in my opinion. But the guy did put up a great fight. You know, we just had to outlast him, recover even harder, make sure we kept in mind what specific security we were at, so that way we didn't activate TK Kari. You know, just got to keep everything in mind during that matchup. Next was against Imperial. Imperial was interesting. The Imperial Dramon player was quite an interesting guy to play against. He was a little bit newer, but he still knew exactly what that deck could do. He had the sackiest luck ever, but we took it down. Guy forced out of security on the second to last swing. Then us tempoing out to being able to go for game that next turn was huge. Shout outs to him for the great games. You know who you are, homie. Now, final round, it was against a mirror match, Jesmon v Jesmon, except he didn't main board Gyasomon. He played Guillaumon. His ratios obviously were different than mine. I just had to outlast. I had a lot of options, so I could punish and blow up boards. He couldn't establish board states. I had the Geo Greymons to pop the Blancs. I think it really worked well. Now, my sideboard is something that I need to go over because it did come up a lot. Now, don't flame me in the comments for this. I promise you it'll work once I explain it. Now, this is my sideboard. My sideboard starts with 3 Guillaumon for that mirror matchup. And pretty much for X Antibody or any deck that doesn't have a lot of hybrids in it, this comes in 1000%. Really good card. Now, a delicate plan, you have to play it. It's the best red option we have for a 1 cost. I side this in again in the mirror matchup. Next, I have 2 a delicate plan. Now, of course, this is probably a must-have anywhere in your Jesmon deck. It's really good against anything that's not hybrids because I don't want to brick my deck up with cards that I have to make sure I play. I'd rather have this in my deck to where I'm playing against those mirror matchups or those 1-stack decks, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I can tempo a little bit, play a little slower, let my security do the work, play some removal options, slow them down, and then just punch it all out. Really, really good tempo card. Look, guys, just hear me out. Now, Breath of the Gods. Main gains reboot, and this Digimon can't have its DP reduced or be returned to its owner's deck. Now, to me, Jesmon 16,000 with that baby dragon under it, this makes it to where nothing can hurt you except Gaia Force. And in the mirror, I would play a delicate plan, Breath of the Gods, go to 0, swing security, nothing can kill me. That's massive. I mean, it's a really big tempo swing. Also, when you're playing against the Trubimon matchup, this card, when you hit it out of security, is massive. Because then you can look at your opponent, hey, you can't attack me for the rest of the turn. Now what do? That's a really, really, really big tempo swing because they'll try to do a couple other little things, but they can't swing at you anymore. Trubimon doesn't play blockers. A lot of decks don't play blockers. So then you get to set up some more plays, and they're looking at you after they hit Breath of the Gods. Cool, you have lethal. Game 2, or that's the set. Really, really good. Also, I play 2 Joketo, not just because it's a 2-drop tamer. I like it because I think it works best for my deck. Now, Joketo, start of your turn. If you have a Digimon with blocker in play, gain 1 memory. You can set to 4 with Joketo if you have Tai on board, and a Sistermon, Blanc, and a Huckmon. That's massive. To me, all the value in the world, right there. Setting me to 4 or 5 if I have both of them on board. It came up a bunch today, and I think it really worked well. Now, a lot of people like to play the trial deck, Gallantmon. To me, I like more of this Gallantmon because if I'm outlasting, I want my last card to be massive. And if I go up a bad chain, you know, have the Bao Huckmon, have a Rise Greymon, whatever, and I have Gallimon over top of it, I don't need to be swinging a lot of security because you're probably like 20 in drop, 30 in drop. Cool. Swing with Gallimon, trash some cards, swing lethal. Massive. It is huge. It actually came up today against the yellow matchup. I'll promise you, when you do it, your opponent is going to be shocked. And it feels great because you can also warp into it with Guillemon. That's really, really, really massive. Had a ton of fun with this, warping up into this when my opponent had a Cherubi. Popping the stuff around it instead of popping Cherubi. Felt really good. Now, changes that I would make to the deck. One of them most definitely would be possibly playing the black 2-drop tie out of the black structure deck instead of Joe. But I think I need to test that a little more before I tell y'all that's the way to go. The sideboard is going to be really difficult to keep trying to figuring out what is the thing to do to make it more viable. I'm doing this mainly for what I think is my worst matchups. But, you know, you can tailor your sideboard however you like it. Whatever you can do to make it to where your worst matchup is now your best matchup is the way to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions, comments, or just let me know what your sideboard's looking like going into these new tournaments or your local tournaments in general. And of course, check out the stream this Friday. Hopefully this will be up by then. We're going to be live streaming the grand opening of our new locals location, Total Access Games, on the Big Red Gaming Twitch channel. Don't be afraid to stop on by, show your love and support. I'll really appreciate it. I'll have donations on, so if any of y'all want to donate, all proceeds will be going to Total Access Games throughout the entire stream. I'll also be doing a whole grand opening vlog of me and the guys so you can meet the team, know what we're playing, have our thoughts, and see the brand new shop. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.